Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Jules Wyman here from juleswyman.com. As ever, having a little fiddle with various things, getting the side of my table so I've got a bit more space basically. How are you this evening? I am going to grab my phone and share this video, which is something that I would encourage you to do if you are on the recording or if you're watching this live, which at the moment, I believe there's only a couple of you on here live. But I'm just going on to, once this decides to kick in, I'm just going to go on, and as per anything else on Facebook, it's nice and simple. Hey, Rob, how lovely to have you here, sir. And leading the way by jumping in and saying hi straight away. So any of those of you that are joining, please feel free to do exactly as Rob does, Rob has done rather, and say hi, because it is really nice to know who's here and give you a bit of a shout out. So here we go, let's do that. Not playing. Good evening. I know, Tiffany, I have actually succumbed and put the heating on. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, I've succumbed and put the heating on. It's got so cold so quickly here in York that yeah. You've shared it 4 times, Rob. Thank you so much. That's why you got the tag of being a top fan, and as have you, Tiffany. For some reason, mine's not letting me do that. So rather than me lose my focus and not be able to give you my attention, but yes, it is very rainy and very cold in York. It's more like the usual weather we would get toward the end of October into November. It's like somebody has got hold of the thermostat and chucked it down very quickly. So I currently have, first time this year, outside of the winter, at the beginning of the year, obviously, put a big chunky jumper on. I also, don't tell anyone, but I've got a big cardigan over my legs, and as I say, I put the heating on as well, and I've got a big hot drink next to me. Yeah, I feel the cold, and I don't like being cold. So how are you this evening? How has your week been since I saw you last week? I know that some of you that are on here now, and those of you who are just joining, please do drop down and say hi. And by the way, if you are watching this on the recording, then drop down and say hi too, because the moment I get an opportunity to, because obviously I get a notification that you've said hi, and then the little red button comes up, is I do come on and have a chat with you as well. So do come and say hi. Nikki Connor, now that's not a name that I recognise on here, so it's fabulous to have you here, Nikki. Thank you for joining us. Oh my God, I'm so close to putting the heater on too. Do it, do it. I just don't think, there's only so many, I personally think there's only so many extra layers of clothing that I can put on. I've only put it on for a little while to warm around the house. I have a cat on my lap keeping me warm. It's one of the reasons I keep thinking about getting a cat, Tiffany, or a dog. I keep going backwards and forwards, as many of my friends would tell you if you ask them. Anyway, so even if you are watching, for those of you who are watching this live, welcome. And please, as the wonderful Nikki, Tiffany and Rob are displaying, do chip in. Don't wait for me to invite you to say hi or share your opinion, or whether you have a cat or a dog or a human sat on your lap keeping you warm, or whether you're in sunny California and it's boiling over there. If you're in somewhere warm, I don't know if I want to know actually. But yeah, don't wait for me to invite you. Do come and share your hellos so that I can give you a shout out, and then join in at any point during the conversation. So that's the whole point, that this is a conversation. I've got my views on things, and they are not fact. They are not, that is it. This is a point of discussion, and I love to hear people's views on it. My intention is always, with all of these videos, is to plant seeds, get you thinking, go and look into things a little bit more, whether it's through my work, somebody else's work, where possible. I do reference other people as well. The whole purpose of these videos is so that people who can't or wouldn't normally, or have never thought about accessing a coach one-on-one, has that opportunity to see how a coaching conversation, although this isn't literally a coaching conversation because obviously I'm doing more talking, unless you type. Hey Shelley, lovely to have you here. I hope that you're warm. But gives you an opportunity to experience what coaching is like more specifically how I work. And if that's then something that you want to know more about, obviously you can DM me. You can go and have a look on my website, which is, I should put it on here. Obviously, I'm not going to attempt to talk and type at the same time because that's not my forte. But I will pin that to the top. It's on the page anyway, but if you are somebody who is strapped for cash, which I know I certainly was when I started my journey into personal development. So I was like a little locust grabbing everything I possibly could that was available for free. Facebook Lives on my website, you can get the 7 keys of confidence. And if you choose to, stay on my mailing list, which I send out a couple of times a month, which has more things on there that you can access for free, or like my blog, there's various things. If you've got a little bit of cash to splash, then there's my book that you can access. And if you've got a little bit more cash to splash, then there are the 2 online programs, which if you've not taken a look at recently, go and have a look at the 2 programs. And all I'm going to say, and I shouldn't say this is really not good business sense, but I'm going to say it anyway. If either of the programs tempt you at this moment in time, I'm not going to say which one, but if you hang fire for a few weeks, there's going to be a significant discount on one of them in particular. So if it's something that you've looked at and you haven't had the cash to do it, then yeah, have a look, because it will be being reduced very soon. So yeah, feel free to interact as much as you want to. As I say, these are my opinions. They are some of the things, if I've got scientific research to back things up, or if I have got personal experience, then I will share it with you. If there is viable for me to share, obviously in a confidential way, an experience that a client has had, then I will do. Oh, now then. Those of you who are on live, can you still hear and see me? Because I've just had a very odd message pop up on my Facebook page. I think it's frozen. That is very interesting. Let's come off there, see if that makes a difference. Okay. New video. No, that's not responding at all. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, let's do that.